Hey, welcome to the pens here today. I have a couple new horses come in and thought this would be a good opportunity to do a series comparing these two fillies. The one on my right over here is a buckskin quarter horse filly. She's a 2-year-old and she's from Arkansas. The one on my left here, the gray mare, she is an Arabian filly from Missouri. Really, the only thing they have in common is they're both here for training. And they're both fillies. And they've both kind of been backyard pets. They seem to be more or less kind of gentle, but they haven't had any training hardly at all. So I think it'll be real interesting over the next couple of months to watch their personalities, to watch how they respond to training, to watch, which one's more sensitive, which one's more flighty, which one's more dull, all that kind of things, which at this point I have no idea. So this will be the first time I've actually worked with them. The buckskin, oh, she came up behind me. She's been here almost 2 days. So she should be a little more settled. The gray filly, I just brought her in today, so she's only been here a couple hours. She's still going to be a little bit anxious. So let's go in and see what we get. Okay, so this is Bonnie. As I mentioned earlier, she's quarter horse and she's a 2-year-old. Her breeding, she's got some old foundation breeding, some Dock Bar and Poco Bueno, and then some more modern metallic cat. So as my understanding is, hopefully long term, they'd like to show her in ranch riding. And so, which means she just needs to be good and broke. So the first thing I see is she'll let me rub all over her. She is a little jumpy. I walked around the barn a minute ago and spooked her. Didn't mean to, she didn't hear me coming and she kind of jumped. And so she's a little bit jumpy, but so I'm see she's got a little bothered when I got back there by her tail. Okay. All right. So one of the first things I want to teach her is to turn and face me, which I'm pretty sure she has not been taught before. And so the way I'm going to do that, I'm going to use my stick here if I need it, is I'm going to pressure her tail a little bit, get her attention, and when she turns and looks at me like that, well, she made that look really easy. Okay, head shake, lick and chew. What does that tell you? Just that little me kind of pointing this stick at her tail was a bit of stress for her. Interesting, huh? And both of these fillies, when I led them, they were scared, so they were kind of not leading very well, but I don't know if that means they don't lead well or if they were just a little scared in the beginning. I'll figure that out in the next few days. Okay, so let's see what she does when okay, that's really nice. I didn't even put any pressure on her and she just followed me. I love that. So that's really good prep work that's been done with her. I like that a lot. I like that a lot. Okay, let's try it on the other side. Good. Same thing here. Good. Okay. Now I did try to pick this filly's feet up the other day and she wasn't real happy with it. And she did a lot better there. But I did this when she first came in. So like I say, when they first come in, they're nervous and you're not really going to get a good evaluation. Okay, that's good. So far, she's passing all the tests and doing well. Okay, so not bothered her a little bit, but she did it. Okay. And it's not unusual for the right hind to be the one that they're going to have the most trouble with. So she doesn't want me to pick up her right hind. And she does need her feet trimmed. I don't know if they've ever been trimmed or not. I didn't think to ask her owner about that. Okay. Maybe she will let me get it. You gonna let me get it? There we go. Okay. All right. So for today, that's good enough. All right, let me see if she will back up. If I put a little pressure on the lead rope. Oh, yeah. Very good. All right, so she knows a few things, don't you? Her name's Bonnie, by the way. Let's see what happens if I just try to do this. Okay. Can you move that hip around? There. I think I'll use the stick here. I find, I mean, you can use the tail end of the lead rope, and I do a lot, but the stick is not usually quite as intimidating in the beginning. Let me see if I can just rub on her a bit. Okay, so that bothered her a little bit right there when I touched her belly with the stick. Okay. Okay, here we go. All right, she's kind of getting used to it. All right, now I'm going to ask her to yield her hip. Tip her nose this way, look at her hip. Good, she's crossing over pretty nicely. All right, the reason I lifted my hand right there, I'll do the same thing on the other side when she lets me over there. She doesn't want to let me over there, does she? Hey, do you mind? Thank you. Okay. The reason I lifted my hand there is that when you lift the shoulder up, it makes it a whole lot easier for them to move their hind, and also prepares them for what I'll do when I'm riding them. I'll lift that shoulder and ask them to turn when I'm on their back. Okay, so I'm going to look at her hip. Good. Good. All right, let's see if we can get a little shoulder movement here. A little bit. A little bit. So she got a little bit bothered there. All right. So, and I've mentioned this a lot of times on previous videos, pressuring a horse is what we do. That's how they learn. And teaching them to handle pressure is a lot of what the job is when you're training a horse. Okay, let's see if I can get her to step away with that shoulder. There we go. Okay. So it wasn't a whole lot, just a little bit. Okay, good. So I can see she's a little touchy about her belly. There, good. All right. Now, let's see what happens if I just take this lead rope and kind of toss it over her back. She thought she might just run over me. So, and that shocked her. You know, she didn't feel that coming. Probably has never had that happen before. So you can see that bothers her a little bit. So I'm just going to flip it on her back here for a little bit. So yeah, she's a little bothered. See if she can get used to that. There you go. There you go. So this is the first day of kindergarten. First day of kindergarten. And I'm just trying to figure out what she already knows and what she doesn't know. There. So you see that's bothering her a little bit. And I kind of don't care if she moves, but I don't want her to run on top of me. Good. Good girl. Now she's kind of accepting it a little bit. See her ears? She's paying really close attention to that rope flapping around. But she is blinking her eyes a little bit. Her mouth's really tight, so she's anxious about it. Good. Good. Okay. Okay. So I got to establish from the beginning, I've got a personal space and you stay out of it. Okay. All right. And she's kind of using that pole to hide from me a little bit. All right, let's do this again. Don't run over me. Don't run over me. Don't run over me. There, thank you. Okay. She's licking chew. Don't run over me. And she's blocking me. So she's obviously better on her left than she is on her right, which is typical for most horses because we handle them a lot more from the left. There we go. There we go. Okay, that's better. Good. So this part she's handling okay. The rope on her back. Now I'm going to switch sides, do it from the left. Good. Here we go. Okay. So overall, I'm pretty happy with what I'm seeing with her. I think it's a pretty good start. Let me just see, try one more thing. Say, Steve, you're scaring that horse. Yep, I am. But I'm not going to hurt her. Just because something scares you doesn't mean it's going to hurt you. First day of kindergarten. There. And then she stood still. Now, she's still on alert. It's okay. It wasn't too bad. Now, I'm patting her. Horses, they don't really like being patted any more than you would like it if I came out and started hitting you. I'm not doing that to make her feel good. I'm doing it to see if she can handle the sound of it. Okay? If I want to pat her and love on her, I'm going to do it softly. Love on her like her mama did when her mama licked her. Okay? So the patting is not for that purpose. I see folks who, a lot of times they hit their horse and somehow they seem to think the horse likes it, and they certainly don't. Okay? And then she stood still. Now she's going to lick and chew. I like that a lot. Took her only about 10 seconds to lick and chew.